just quickly see what is creator mindset and victim mindset. And then we'll do the role play and then a quick debrief and then close the session. Okay, when it comes to personal responsibility, we see personal responsibility in terms of 4 components here, okay? Taking ownership, working hard, keeping commitments, no excuses. According to you, what's taking ownership means? What does it mean?
Can I go?
Definition.
Yes, yes.
Hello.
Yes. Yeah, taking it. You want to go? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. Like taking, you know, a lot of people, most times when you have a team, some persons will like, it's a teamwork. You go ahead. But when responsibilities are given, and you know that, yes, this is what you're supposed to accomplish. Mm-hmm. If you're a supervisor and you have a job, you have a time frame for it to be accomplished. If it's not accomplished, it's your fault because you are supposed to make it happen. So you are supposed to honor. That means that you should be able to tell your subordinates that, look, you know that we have this to do. So please, let's get it done. You delegate and make sure that the thing is accomplished. If it's not accomplished, you will be held. You will not say that my subordinate did not do it. No, it's your fault. You were supposed to have done it. So you should know that this task is for you. So you should own up to make sure that it's done.
Yeah. So when it comes to personal responsibility, it's about, first thing is taking ownership. Second, it's about working hard. What do you think about working hard in terms of personal responsibility? Why do you think we have this component here? Anyone else? Taking it.
Yeah.
We'll give chance to someone else as well. Yeah.
I'll go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. When it comes to working hard and personal responsibility, it's about putting forth the effort and not giving up or allowing distractions or any, well, it's kind of like excuses, no excuses, sticking to those goals and your commitments, like you're really putting that, you're going that extra mile. You're just not completing those goals or those deadlines. You can't, if you have time, you're pushing forward and you're making the best of the time that you're putting into that.
So for you all in this program, what is it about taking ownership?
I take ownership of my learning. I have to make sure that I'll be here 10 minutes before the class starts and participate all through the class. So I'll be the one that will take ownership of that. Then I need to work real hard to make sure the assignments and all that are done. Then I should keep the commitments, the fire burning, that I will be persistent, and that there's no, I don't have any excuse not to, at the end of the program, not get the certification. Yeah, so that's it.
So you have all the resources, you should know what to do, right? So you should take responsibility of doing everything on time, attending the sessions, and also doing all the assignments. And when it comes to keeping commitments, it's the same. Like coming to class on time and following all the regulations, whatever we give, the directions we give, follow up all that, keep up with the schedule, right? So you have a schedule in the calendar, you have to keep up with the schedule. You don't have to lag behind. And definitely no excuses at all. So all these together, what makes a person take the personal responsibility, right? Very quickly, we'll see what's creator mindset. So I've been talking about the creator mindset and victim's mindset. So when it comes to personal responsibility, there are two kinds of people, right? So one with the creator mindset and the victim's mindset. First, we'll know what it is, and then we'll I'll put a scenario to you so that you can better understand what it is. Okay, I'm going to again play a video.
Welcome to Creator Mindset, a college readiness and student success workshop module. To begin, I'd like to define the idea of a mindset. Mindset is the basic attitude with which you approach something, college for example. Mindset is important because it determines how you as an individual will respond to the circumstances you face in life. Have you ever had something you wanted to accomplish not work out? Maybe you interviewed for a job that was given to someone else. Perhaps as a student you didn't turn in a paper on time or get a passing grade on a final exam. How did you respond to that failure? Did you pass the baton of responsibility onto others and blame circumstances beyond your control? Perhaps you thought, those interviewers asked me harder questions than other candidates, and that's why I didn't get the job. I didn't turn in my paper because I had an unexpected doctor's appointment and I had to babysit at the last minute. In that final exam, I did poorly because the teacher asked unfair questions with tricky wording, so it really didn't matter that I barely studied. It wouldn't have made a difference anyway. Have you ever had thoughts such as these? While there are many circumstances in life we cannot control, these particular reactions sound like people sharing a victim mindset who feel little control over the outcomes in their lives. Life just happens to those with this mindset, for better or for worse, and usually for worse. Skip Downing, in his book On Course, says that a victim mindset, quote, keeps people from seeing and acting on choices that could help them achieve the life they want. This mindset might always protect your self-esteem by allowing you to avoid all personal responsibility, but it will also prevent you from accomplishing much of anything. A creator mindset is a far better alternative to the victim mindset. According to Skip Downing, a creator mindset, quote, causes people to see multiple options, choose wisely among them, and take effective actions to achieve the life they want. In situations in which you didn't obtain your desired outcome, a creator would ask, how could I have acted differently? For the unsuccessful job interview, a creator might acknowledge that the interviewers asked hard questions, but would also choose to think about how they can better practice their interviewing skills or obtain better knowledge or experience so that their next job application is successful. For that late paper, a creator might acknowledge that there were some unexpected obligations hindering the writing process, but would also choose to admit that he or she could have started the paper earlier so that unforeseen circumstances wouldn't have left him or her scrambling to finish. Creators believe they have responsibility and control in every situation, unlike victims who believe that life just happens to them. Now, there are cases where we truly don't have any control over what happens in a given situation. If you started your paper early enough so that you finished on time, despite having to babysit and attend that unexpected doctor's appointment, only to have an electrical surge destroy your computer's hard drive where your paper was saved. Is that your fault? No, because that electrical surge was outside of your control. But if you have a creator mindset, you'll recognize that you still have control over how you respond to the situation. You can choose to remain angry about the lost paper and become discouraged and unmotivated in the class for which you wrote it. Or you can choose to make the best of the situation going forward. Perhaps by asking your professor for time to redo the paper on a working computer, or by resolving to make up the lost grade by doing well on all future assignments. Remember, having a creator mindset gives you responsibility and control in any situation, even if something happens that you had no power to stop. Creators use that responsibility and control to achieve the best possible outcomes, regardless of the situation. Skip Downing advises those who want to become creators to change their inner conversations. We all have a voice inside our head that comments on nearly everything that happens in life. Make sure that voice uses the language of creators, that takes ownership of situations, and that outlines a plan to move forward. Your inner voice might naturally say, I'm terrible at math and will never pass. Instead, tell yourself, math is hard, so I'll regularly attend tutoring. Or perhaps, I can't study because I don't have time. Instead, tell yourself, my schedule is crazy, so I'll improve my time management and cut out less important activities. Or maybe, that biology instructor expects me to know too much. Instead, tell yourself, biology is demanding, so I'll dedicate more time to it and improve my study habits. Using creator language will help you maintain a creator mindset. To summarize, here are some key takeaways. Victims exert little control over their lives, while creators exert great control over their lives. You should practice creator language to better adopt a creator mindset in all situations. Need more help as a student? Consider this list of the many support resources.
Can someone quickly read me the scenario for me, please? Okay. Viviane, can you read the scenario, please?
Yes. Eliza arrives late to work on her first day because she thought the workday started at 7 a.m. when in fact it started at 6 a.m. She was at her new employee training last week, but did not ask anyone what time to arrive. She blamed her supervisor because she thinks he should have told her when to arrive.
Now that you all read the scenario, I just want to know what this scenario is demonstrating. This individual in this scenario, they are demonstrating a creator mindset or a victim mindset. If you all think it's a creator mindset, I need a tick mark using the reactions, or if it is a victim mindset, use a cross mark, okay? Okay. Still, there's so many pending, so many waiting, thinking about it. You're all here. Okay, but majority I've got is victim's mindset. Okay, thank you. So, yes, it is victim's mindset, right? Because she didn't take responsibility to ask for the time, right? And instead she started blaming the manager. Because if she has to come to work, then she should have taken the responsibility, right? Now, quickly, we'll move on to the second scenario. Melody, can you please read this scenario for me? Yeah, go on. Yeah, now you're audible. For some time, we couldn't hear you, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Just before Manny's lunch shift, his colleagues received a call and asked to take an urgent leave. Manny volunteers to cover his colleagues' duties for the time being until the manager redeploys duties. Because he wants to feel strong and focused for the rest of the workday, he mentions to his manager that he may need a 15-minute break later in the day so that he can grab a bite. The manager thanks Manny for his understanding and eventually steps in to help during Manny's break.
Yeah, thank you, Melody, and thank you, Vianney, for reading out for me. So everyone, please use the same reactions. Yeah, I see it coming through. Yes. Yes, read it through and let me know what do you think about this. Okay, so far everything is creator. Everyone is voting for creator mindset, right? Yes, definitely, because though he took up the responsibility, he also found a solution so that he can find that balance, right? So that he can have his lunch as well. So, because we are running out of time, I'm just rushing through all these slides. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you a handout, okay? I'm going to put this in the chat. So is there any questions you have, any doubts about what is creator mindset and victim's mindset? Because based on this, you're going to do the role play now. Anyone have any doubts on that? Is that okay?
So let's see. Jonathan, can you tell me what we're going to do when we get to that breakout room?
No, I haven't finished it. Diego, I haven't given that instructions on what
I'm
what
sorry, I
they'll be doing.
misunderstood. I must have been the one halfway asleep.
Okay, so I just sent the handout, okay? Go and look at the handout, pull that handout, and this is how the handout will look like, okay? So you have round 1, round 2, and round 3, okay? Because we are running out of time, I don't want you to do round 3, but I want you to do round 1 and 2, okay? Because we'll be using the same scenario that is here. You just read this scenario, okay? As you get into your breakout room, read the scenario, and then you use this scenario and you will be portraying, okay? We'll be doing the role play, right? So there is Peter and Emily. So how does Peter takes personal responsibility and use creator mindset to respond to the situation, and how he uses victim's mindset to respond to the situation. So same scenario, how with the creator mindset and the victim's mindset, how they respond to the scenario. Okay, you're going to do the role play. Okay, is that clear? So I'll be assigning you all in groups of probably four to five. Okay, you take that scenario and first do the first round, either with the victim's mindset or the creator's mindset, and then take turns, switch the role play, and do the other one as well. Okay, if you do the victims, then do the creators as well. Okay, take turn, and there should be a person, like there'll be 3 or 4, I said, right? So one would be doing the character 1, the other one the character 2, and then we have an observer and the timekeeper who observes all these and takes care of the time. And at the end, when we come back, we'll do a quick review on that. Okay.
Siva, I
yes.
think that you share a wrong link because it doesn't show the scenarios.
Does not show the scenarios.
Yeah, we see the personal responsibility BSM PR with all the charts and session objectives. We don't see that piece of paper.
Okay. Then see the one that I sent now?
That's the one.
Okay, thank you. And always make sure that you click on the link before you go to the breakout room, because once you go there, you will not have access to the chat box, okay, that I've posted. And any questions on that? Okay, so I'll stop sharing the screen for now, and Diego, I'll use the same room. I don't want to. Okay, the rooms are open. Any questions before we move you to the rooms? All good? Thank you. I'm opening the rooms. And for this activity, we'll be doing it for 10 minutes, okay? Now it's 8:37, 8:47, we'll close the rooms and we'll bring you back and do the quick debrief. Okay, 10 minutes, okay?
Okay. Cool.
Excuse me, we'll wait.
Hey, Posha, Sanovia, Cynthia.
Yes.
Are you there? Please join the breakout room for the activity.
Oh, it didn't pop up on my screen.
Anton, are you joining the breakout room?
Appropriate resolution because he was not taking accountability for we said in the scenario that there was a security breach when she took the laptop home, and he was putting all the blame on her. So there was, you know, a lot of how do you say, complications with upper management and that sort of stuff on who to pin the blame on within the company.
Okay.
And then in round 2, you wanted me to answer the first question, right?
Yes, please. Yeah. Yeah.
For
I'd love to
round
know.
2, where
Yes.
he was in the creator mindset, he took full responsibility on misjudging the situation, not fully thinking about the repercussions that would come from taking a laptop to a home network. And he accepted any sort of blame that the company would have to pin.
Okay. So thank you so much, Jonathan. Anyone else with victim's mindset? How did the role play go on? Hey, Liam, was that Liam Harris? Or how do I pronounce your name?
That's correct.
Thank you. Yeah. So what did your team do?
For the second round?
No, for both the rounds.
Oh yeah, so we talked about round 1 a little bit more. It took us a second. Yeah, it took us a second to kind of figure out the victim mindset for Peter. It does actually make more sense knowing that it's after he would have let her take the laptop home. So I think we got a little bit confused on that. But basically,
really let it or not? Is it?
I'm sorry.
If he really let her take the laptop or not? Is that so?
Right. Yeah, we were saying the victim mindset before, like he might be thinking that he shouldn't be put in that position, or maybe the company has too strict rules, and so he shouldn't have to deny her, this opportunity. And so that was where we kind of thought maybe he was in a victim mindset before letting her take the laptop home.
Okay, with creator's mindset. How do you think he could have handled with creator's mindset?
So we kind of said with the creative mindset, if he was able to like state his role and what his responsibility was to the company, and kind of set his boundaries with Emily, even though she might have kind of been pushing them a little bit. But knowing that his responsibility to the company and to his job was to follow the rules and not let her break the security protocols.
Yeah, but at the same time, you'll found that like they both are friends, right? So you also have to balance that as well. Probably he could come up with an idea and say, if it's with the creator's mindset, I would say maybe he could give his personal laptop to her for a day if she has to prepare the presentation. That way, he'll not be violating the company's policy as well. But at the same time, he'll be able to help his friend. Right? Okay, so what are the takeaways today from this session? Daniel? You there, Daniel?
The takeaway. So
One
being,
thing that you learned today, you will put to practice.
yeah, I've learned a lot, especially in preparing the resume. I got a good lesson from my team member and from Diageo. Okay, so I got, because I was doing my resume wrongly, so they told me to improve the resume in different aspects. Regarding to this mindset, yeah, just without being a positive or a creator mindset, we cannot be successful in our life. Okay, in every aspect. So I learned it a lot. Okay, so yeah, this is what I have.
Yeah. Anyone else? Any takeaways today from the session?
I can go.
Yes, please.
Okay,
Lina?
so as Danielle mentioned, that we learned a lot of things about how to build our resume, like the peer feedback is making us a better person. As we said, feedback is the best for us, and also about mindset, victim mindset, and creator. So when something comes up, wherever we're facing our workplaces, how we can be a creator. And if somebody make us like a victim mindset, we should have to make plan B, how to make it better, and how to take ownership, responsibility, personal responsibility, how to take like ownership, and like under personal responsibility there is four points. So how to practice those one our workplace.
Yeah, take one at a time and put into practice. And definitely with the creators mindset, we all can succeed, right? We all can find the opportunities, find the ways out, even with all the roadblocks. It is possible. Think out of the box, right? So that's it from me today. Thank you all for joining for the session, Personal Responsibility. Have a great day. Now I'll hand it over to Diego.
Definitely. Thank you very much. So hopefully all of us learn within this lesson of personal responsibility to be able to be like our friends out there in the Wizard of Oz, just hit that yellow brick road and blame everybody else except for ourselves. So if we could just take ownership of this little scenario, as I think I might have alluded to once in this class, everyone in the Wizard of Oz had their own solution. Everybody was ready to put on the victim mindset. One didn't have a heart. The other guy didn't have a brain. She didn't have the capability of getting home. Yet when you get to the end of the story, all she had to do was just click her heel 3 times and say there was no place like home. And somehow she was able to teleport. Mind how she teleported, not my problem. Either which way, the Scarecrow didn't need what he was looking for. He had it all the time. The lion was brave, and so was the Tin Man. They all had. He had a brain, right? I think he needed to have a brain. Either which way, as quick as we can put up those defenses of that victim mindset and believe that the world is out to get us, the quicker we're going to fail. We need to make sure that we take ownership. Stop saying that it's not our job. As we saw in that little video, the whole city or little town got together. Weren't even going to even ask him any questions about how in the world he broke that light. They all just came with their lanterns and took ownership to make sure that that ship didn't hit the peripheral wall. They all obviously kept to their own, and nobody even looked for any excuses or even blamed anyone. They just worked together as a team to come up with a solution. As we always say, we're as good as our weakest link. So the moment that we just start pointing fingers and not actually try to reach our goal, then communicate clearly. If we don't communicate clearly that we actually need help and we just wait for the after the fact, it's going to be too late. And then we're going to put that little victim mindset right back on and say, nobody wanted to help me. So I believe that's as much as we can get out of this one before delaying you guys any further. I'll stop the recording there.